All right, so today I dug into some of my old gear to see what I could find to take a look at, and came across the old DigiTech RP200. So there's a few different pedals to this series. I think the 100 does not have the expression pedal on the side. The 300 has an A/B button, as well as the up-down options that you have here. But yeah, this is a pretty cool old unit for 20 plus years ago. Obviously, technology has advanced light years beyond what we have here, but I guess the question is, does this still have some relevance in 2024 and beyond? And let's maybe not do any sound tests on the video today, but just kind of an overview of the pedal and what I'm looking to do in the future with it. For one, if you look on the back, we have a single input, a jam along, which would be like an 1/8 inch in that you could plug in headphones, and then the output. And even though it is just a single output, you could use a TRS splitter or Y cable, something like that, to actually split this to a stereo signal. So let's go ahead and just kind of talk about what we have here. This preset YouTube I made for experimenting here on the channel here. So this area right here that we have is called the Matrix, and you can find the manual for this online, but all I was finding was the artist model, and this is just the regular pre-artist model. So the manual for that, I can't find it online, but I have my original copy of the user's guide right here. So just kind of peeking a look at it here, we've got introduction, some of the things, basic description, talking about the matrix, the rhythms and stuff there, kind of showing how we can set it up. So that's the Y option that I was talking about there, using the expression, connecting the power. Talks about the built-in tuner that we have, matrix, the order of the effects. This is going to be important. Now, we can't do like we can on the HX Stomp or things where we can move some of this stuff around. So just giving you a layout of how it all sets up in the unit here. You have the pickup selector right after the guitar, then the compressor, wah, whammy, amp modeling, EQ, mic, cab simulator, noise gate. You can set the volume pedal to be pre, I guess, effects right there if you want to. So that's where that would get inserted. Then the effects, delay, reverb, and then if you set the volume to be post pedal, then it's going to be after the delays and reverbs and things like that. I personally prefer to have it right there in the pre position. Just so that you can still have the reverb ringing out if you're doing volume swells. Here's a basic layout of some of this stuff. So let's keep this on hand for just a second here. So let's take a look at what we have in the matrix here. So basically use this select button to scroll down through each of these here. And right now, if it's lit up, then the preset is using that right now. So pickup is off, but you can set it to be like single coil to humbucker or humbucker to single coil if you're using that. Then you're setting up the wah type, whether it's a crybaby. Let's see, I think that we have a layout of all this stuff in here. Let me see if it's the wah type. Yeah, so we have wah off, crybaby, it's just a cry wah, boutique wah is a wide sweeping wah with a more of a modern sound, full range, sweeps the entire spectrum of audible frequencies. And then parameter 3 is going to be like the wah pedal position, ranging from 1 with the toe up to 99 with the toe down. So that's all this first one right here. Then we have the compressor section right there. So let's see, compressor type, what do we have? Fast, medium, slow, and then let's see, I guess we want some compression. And then you have your amount, which can be 1 to 20 right there. Don't know if that's like the compression type, and then you can kind of boost there 0 to 6 as well with that. I'm going to turn the compressor back off. Amp modeling. Now, important to note for some future videos that I plan to do with this, you don't actually have to have the amp modeling on, and that's going to be important later. As far as the amps that we have, of course, if it's all the way to the left, then it's off. But then you have, let's see, Blackface would be the 65 Fender Twin Reverb. Boutique would be the Matchless DC30. Rectified is going to be a Mesa dual rectifier. Hot Rod, you're looking at a Mesa Boogie Mark II-C. Tweed is based off of a 57 Fender Tweed Deluxe. Clean 1 is a Vox AC30 Top Boost. Clean 2 is a clean tube combo setting. Stack is going to be a JCM, Marshall JCM 900. Crunch, it says a nice crunchy combo. Nothing very specific there. High gain, we get a Johnson JM 150 high gain. Fuzz, a vintage fuzz distortion, and acoustic, a flat top acoustic guitar. So that counts as an amp, I guess. And then you have the amount of gain and the amp level at this point, which is a maximum. Oh, goes up to 99. That's good. Let's see. And then a gain 0 to 99 as well for each of the amps there. So I do plan on doing probably a video per setting just to give them each a little bit of time there. So after the amp model, then you have the equalizer there. And what you have is bass up to 12. Right there at noon would be 0, and then you can dial back minus 12. And you can do that with the bass, the mid, or the treble on any of those. So that would be like the EQ for the amp model. After that, we have the cabinet mic sections there. Let's see if we have something here. Aha. So basically for the cabinet types, you can have the cabinet off. Again, going to be very important for future videos that I do here. Then we have dark options for dark 1, 2, 3, and 4, warm 1, 2, 3, and 4, and bright 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the dark cab is going to be a 412, warm is a 412, bright is a 212. And then if you can see right here, the 1, 2, 3, and 4 is going to be like the mic position. So 1 would be right on the cap of the speaker, and then 2, 3, and then 4 are going to be moving towards the outside of the speaker there. And then you have the gate threshold. No, excuse me. That is not correct. That's the next thing. Wait, no, actually. Yeah, so we have the gate type. Let's see. So all the way back would be gate off. Silencer. Selects the silencer noise gate. Swell 1 through 9. Selects the auto swell volume effect. These settings will automatically ramp up the volume from a 200 millisecond volume fade to a 2-second volume fade in. That's pretty crazy. Let's see. And then the gate threshold. Crazy as in I don't know that I would want to use that. All right. And within the gate threshold, let's see, parameter 3, you're controlling, let's see, knob threshold, open or close the noise gate threshold parameters. 1 is opens easily, up to 440 requires strong signals to open. All right, so let's take a look there. Let's see. So that's our options with that. And I didn't point out earlier, but all of the amp models are actually listed over here in this right column that we have. See, it's kind of built off of this one. And then same thing with the effects. You actually have a list of each of the effects in order off here to the side. But let's take a look at them. So of course you can have the effect off by being all the way to the left. Let's see. From there we have a chorus, and let's see. Second knob adjusts the amount, and then the third knob is going to adjust the effect level. And I think that's going to be the same on each of those. So we have chorus, then flanger, phaser, tremolo, panner, which is going to be like a panning effect, which would be good if you're using stereo, vibrato, rotary, yaw, that's kind of a DigiTech exclusive sound there, I think. Auto yaw, synth talk, envelope, detune, pitch, and whammy. So the last three that we have there, the detune, the pitch, and the whammy, those are all sounds that are available on the DigiTech whammy pedal, and this is a DigiTech RP product here. So the idea of having a wah, or the not a, the wah, but the whammy and some of its features included in this is going to be probably one of the biggest reasons to maybe consider something like this in 2024 or beyond. Just the fact that you can have those sounds within this for way cheaper than you can get a Digitech whammy pedal. I think any of the versions really of them. So let's go ahead and take a look at the different delay types that we have. And I'm just flipping through the manual here to kind of get to the same thing. Oh, real quick, I should go back over the whammy. So you do have to kind of click through all of these here. So let's see. So yeah, for the pitch, in fact, let's see. Let's put it back here for pitch. Okay, it's still the amount and the level. Oops. That's the one thing that gets you. So with the whammy, we have a few things that we can do. All right, so we're picking which octaves or which direction we're going with it. So this is going to be 1 octave up, 2 octaves up, a second below your original note. I cannot see a reason to use that one, but there it is. Let's see. So we have a second below and then a reversed. So basically the last one, but just different heel toe position options there. Then we have a fourth below, kind of weird, but okay. 1 octave down, 2 octaves down, dive bomb right there. So not quite, the same options that we have within the whammy, but you have the big ones that people want, which is the 1 and 2 octaves up and the 1, 2, and 3 octaves down. The dive bomb is essentially 3 octaves down. After that, you're going to get into some of the harmony settings right there. So you have minor third and major third, depending on the way that it's bent there. You have a second above and a major third above. I can't see why anyone would want that, but there it is. Then we have a third above and a fourth above. Fourth and a fifth above. That one I could see being a little bit more useful. A fifth above and an octave above. And then you have a harmonizing deal of the 1 octave up and 1 octave down. So that's going to leave like the dry signal in there and give you the harmonized note with it. So that one could be useful there. And then of course you have the level that you're dialing in with each of those. So let's go ahead and take a look at the different delay types that we have here. So we have, you can have delay off. And we have, looks like mono. Let me see if there's anything interesting in here about the delays. Yeah, so we have mono 1 through 9, which is digital delays with increasing amounts, it says. So that's mono 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see. ANLG would be for analog delays, and you've got 1 through 9 on those. Pong would be a ping pong delay, 1 through 9. So a few different options and then various levels of them. And you can adjust the time, looks like from 10 milliseconds, which is nothing really, all the way up to 2 seconds, which is pretty wide there. It doesn't go in tiny, tiny increments, but still pretty small. And then, of course, the feedback level is going to be the third knob for us there. Under reverb types, let's see. Of course, if we're all the way to the left, reverb is off. Then we have studio, room, club, plate, hall, amphitheater, church, garage, arena, and spring for all of these. And then you can control the decay and the reverb level with each of those. And then one of the coolest things that we have too, and this isn't something everyone needs to get into, but the expression pedal right here. You can actually set what it's going to control, and just about anything on this. So this would be assignment off, then you're controlling the wah sound, the amp gain, amp level. Let's see, that says amount. Let me get that expression pedal going again here. Yeah, so A gain is the amp gain. Amp level is going to be the volume from controlling the volume of the amp, which is different than controlling the volume pre or post, which we'll get to. Then let's see. Effect level. Expression controls the mix level of the selected effect type. And that's important too, is that all of the different effects you have in here, the chorus, flanger, phase, you can only have one of those selected at a time, which is nice that the delays and the reverbs are both on their own separate things as well, so that you don't have to pick and choose between one of those options there. So again, effect level is what you're controlling with the expression on this one. Yah-yah expression pedal acts as a yah-yah effect when yah-yah is engaged. Then you can control the whammy, the feedback level. Let's see, of the delay. So let's see, yah-yah, whammy, F, feedback. That's the amount of delay feedback that you would have. Then this would be delay level, decay. So you can control pretty much anything with the delay except for the type right there. Reverb level, and then volume pre and volume post, which I pointed out earlier in the video in the signal chain where each of those would kind of fall there. And then let's see. Yeah, and then you can set the minimum value and the maximum value for several of these. So if you don't want all the way back to be all the way down or all the way forward to be at the maximum right there, then you can adjust that. Yeah, as far as that, let's see, right now it's showing that I got pretty much everything going on with it. You have this rhythm button, which is going to play a few different just basic patterns for you. So you have like rock 1, 2, 3, hard rock 1, 2, 3. None of them are really that great, but I'll probably feature some of them. Pop, funk, only one blues, only one jazz, a few different dance, a few different urban, country, swing, bossa nova. Let's see. So it's kind of interesting. And then you can adjust the tempo up to 240, as low as 40, up to 240, and then the overall volume of it. So it can be anywhere 40 to 99, it looks like. All right, I'm just going to turn that off. And I don't want to store anything with this stuff. So yeah, let's see. Like I said, I didn't want to do any features on the sounds or anything with this just yet. I wanted to get the chance to do some of this. Let's see, how do I get the tuner to come up? I actually don't remember. I think if you hold down the two buttons right there, then the tuner comes up, and I'll feature that as well. Just pressing them is going to get the pedal to turn on or off. So yeah, I've got a few more things that I'm going to share with this as I'm doing some of the things. But like I mentioned earlier in the video, it's super cool that with the amp models and cabinets that you can have those on or off. Because let's face it, they're not great compared to what we have available nowadays. But the different effects that you can have and delays and reverbs and the expression control and everything, I think that we can find a good use with this. And I'm going to do like some sound comparisons between this, probably the simplifier, the HX Stomp down the line. So a lot of potential with this pedal and what we can do with it. Let's go ahead and wrap it for today. I've already talked long enough about this old piece of gear here, but I hope it's been helpful for you, and subscribe if you want to see more videos about it. Thanks.